Hello everyone, welcome back to DIO-PEACE Motorsport. Look, I think I have a problem. Normal people would have spent their weekends night sleeping. I spend mine watching cars drive around the France circuit for 24 hours straight. If you saw my Le Mans guide, you know I told not to do this. But just like the first rule of Fight Lab, I broke it immediately. And honestly, it was the best weekend I've had in years. But somewhere between the pitch black night hours at Le Mans and the chaos at Formula One, I realized something massive. Not just about the sport, but about exactly what the DIO-PEACE Motorsport needs to become. So buckle up, join the garage, and let's talk racing. The excitement started days before the race. I was constantly checking the times to make absolute sure I wouldn't miss the start from my time zone. Before the main event, I actually watched Hyperpole, which is the final qualifying shootout at Le Mans. To be honest, I didn't know about this format before this year. I was learning that too. I heard a ton of questions were popping up in my head, and that's exactly what made it so fun. When the race finally started, the atmosphere was incredible. BMW started off well, but they lost the pole position right away with the car driven by former Formula One driver Kevin Magnussen. Let me be honest with you. Going into this, I didn't support any specific team. I was watching purely for the love of the race. At first, I thought BMW or Cadillac would win this year, though a part of me was still rooting for Ferrari. But in the end, Toyota proved their legendary status. They won the Le Mans again after the 4 years of wait, taking P1 and P3 in the hypercar class. Meanwhile, the number 20 BMW car took P2 in hypercar class, and that was the car I found myself supporting deeply by the 12th hour of the race. Because I have driven this exact circuit in my mobile racing game, I was so excited to see how it played out in real life as the hours went by. What surprised me was that there wasn't constant artificial drama or massive overtakes every single corner. It was just pure racing. Drivers holding the position, defending hard, executing time management, fuel saving, and long stints. I watched the beautiful sunset. It was the unforgettable moments in the Le Mans for me. And then the night laps began. I took a tiny 30-minute nap during the darkness, woke up, clicked the race back on, and they were still pushing. It was incredible. I saw a few DNFs, slow zones, and the full course yellows. Though I believe only one full safety car came out, I was trying to understand all these technical details, like how the virtual fuel tank works. And during the pit stops, I noticed something crazy. When they changed tires, nobody used a traditional jack to lift the car, yet the car just magically rose into the air. I looked it up out of curiosity and learned they use a onboard system called air jacks, powered by the compressed air that completely blew my mind. Finally, the sunrise arrived, bringing the heat with it. Suddenly, the drivers had to manage tire degradation from the rising track temperatures while fighting intense physical fatigue. The final 3 hours were spectacular, right until Toyota crossed the line to win. During those intense moments, I wasn't thinking about my past, my failures, my struggles, or anything else. I was completely locked into the laps, the fuels, the tires, and the racing. It felt deeply personal. Simultaneously, Formula One was running in the background over in Barcelona. If you follow this channel, you know I support Max Verstappen and Mercedes AMG Formula One team, especially Kimi Antonelli. I got seriously into Formula One in 2025 season, which was the 75th season of Formula One, the exact same year where Kimi Antonelli also made his debut. So just like we both came into Formula One the exact year, and since we are almost the exact same age too,
I track his career with real bro like support. Now, the race in Barcelona wasn't the most chaotic sprint we have seen, and if we begin completely honest, the 2026 season have introduced the massive wave of car problems and unexpected DNFs across the entire grid. This year, Formula One underwent a massive technical regulation reset. The sport pushed the boundaries by demanding a strict 50-50 split between the combustion engine and the pure electric energy alongside aerodynamics. Because of these extreme new rules, teams are fighting an absolute nightmare with battery deployment, active wing glitches, and insane thermal management. When a team gets the software or the math even slightly wrong, the cars break down or fail incredibly, struggling on the straights. But even with these growing pains, this season have given us some unforgettable highlights. For me, the Chinese Grand Prix was special because Kimi Antonelli won his first pole position in F1 and went on an insane streak of 5 consecutive wins in a row and breaking so many records which were made by the legends in Formula One, with the Mercedes looking dominating and Ferrari joining the fight. And the Canadian Grand Prix was the absolute peak of this season in Formula One for me. A dream podium of Kimi Antonelli, Lewis Hamilton, and Max Verstappen, packed with exciting moments, and so many chaotic fights, and so many interesting things in Canadian Grand Prix will be unforgettable in this season. But seeing Lewis Hamilton secure a victory in those iconic Ferrari colors this weekend, wow, what a race! And seeing him take P1 after joining Ferrari and bringing Ferrari back to the top step since I started watching the sport was an amazing moment. F1 is called the pinnacle of motorsport, and it should deliver tight, healthy, interesting races. Yes, safety and the technology revolution are important, but sometimes it feels the pure racing is something lost in too many regulations. Watching the Le Mans right next to the Barcelona Grand Prix taught me that they are two different worlds. F1 is the hyper regulated engineering puzzle, while Le Mans is the pinnacle of mechanical survival. Le Mans showed me that racing shouldn't always need constant action to be beautiful, and I have learned to love both the sides of the coin. To make the entire weekend complete, I got to watch the man who originally inspired my love for motorsport and introduced me to this world, Ajith Kumar. He officially made his debut to the roads of Le Mans conducted by the Michelin's driving ILMP3 car. He shared the grid alongside with Indian racing icons like Naren Karthikeyan and the Indian driver Aditya Patel, making them the first ever All India team to make a part in the event. It was a solid competitive race for them, and as a fan watching him out there at the legendary France Circuit de la Sarret was a proud moment for me and the important historic days for Indian motorsport. So why am I sharing all this with you? Because after years of trying out different content, different ideas, and trying to find the right direction, this weekend finally gave me the clarity. I have officially discovered that the true identity of this channel. From here on out, DIO-PEACE is strictly a motorsport channel. The videos will mostly be my personal point of view, my experience on the race weekends I watch, the series I follow, and the other motorsport related topics I planned. I'm not a journalist, and this isn't a statistic page. This is my learning journey as a fan. So there'll be no discrimination, no biases, just pure racing, speaking exactly what I see and notice. Every single week, right after the race weekend, either Monday or Tuesday, a brand new video will be uploaded. We have a brief break with no races upcoming this weekend, but the next events are massive. We have the Austrian Grand Prix upcoming, which is the home of Red Bull, and one of my favorite tracks in Formula 1. And the right after that, we have heading to my absolute favorite top tier track in the entire world of motorsport, which is Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for the legendary 24 hours of Spa in the GT World Challenge Europe. A separate dedicated video will be made about that very soon. So, like every YouTubers talk about a family, a squad, or a community, but around here, I want to call us something special. Welcome you all to the DIO-PEACE Garage. So, hit the subscribe button and join the garage. Let's learn and experience motorsport together. Make sure to check the description box below to follow the Instagram ID for the midweek updates and reels. So, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next motorsport video. Until then, peace.